How's it going, everyone? I'm here to review Ring of Honor's All-Star Extravaganza VI iPPV that took place tonight. Going into the show, I thought it was going to be pretty good, but it ended up being very good. I actually thought it was a great show. I had a lot of fun watching it. I thought the card itself pasted pretty well. I think every match pretty much had the same structure. Like the beginning of the match started off pretty slow, but towards the middle, to the end of the match, actually it really started to pick up. So I thought each match, structured nicely and pretty much structured the same way. And I thought the rest of the show pasted pretty well. So a great show here from ROH. No complaints from me. I had a lot of fun watching it. Huge surprise too towards the end of the show. And let's stop talking about the pay-per-view and talk about it, or get into the pay-per-view right now. First, start off with the House of Truth promo. House of Truth came out, basically announcing that ACH isn't at the show tonight. He isn't there. Therefore, Jay Lethal won't be defending his TV title tonight against him. And basically, Jay Lethal has a night off, which would lead to Cedric Alexander coming out, basically saying, you know what, you have an opponent. I don't have an opponent tonight, which to me was kind of dumb because he was supposed to face Silas Young, but Silas Young broke his leg, and then Mike Bennett replaced him. So it's supposed to be Cedric Alexander versus Mike Bennett tonight. But then all of a sudden he doesn't have an opponent. The match is off. I'm like, it kind of confused me. I didn't get it, but Cedric Alexander doesn't have an opponent. He pretty much says, no, Lethal, since you're here, I'm here. We don't have opponents. How about we face tonight for the TV title? At first, Lethal, told him, hell no, I ain't gonna defend against you. But then eventually, of course, Cedric, pretty much gutted him into it and gutted him to the match. Jay Lethal tried a super kick at the end of the segment, but he ended up ducking in, and Sleazy ended up getting super kicked. So that was a nice way to build up their match later that night, I guess, considering they didn't have any build towards it. They just, had that one segment to build towards it. So I thought it did its job. I thought it did fine. Next, we go into the first match, which was Mark Briscoe versus Hanson. I haven't seen anything from Hanson, so this is my first time seeing anything from him. And I gotta say, I was pretty impressed by him. For a guy his size, I thought he did pretty well for himself. Did a sick move to Mark Briscoe when he actually held him up in a vertical suplex and dropped Mark Briscoe straight on his face into his knee, which I thought was pretty cool. But decent little opener here. Nothing spectacular here, of course. Mark Briscoe ended up getting the victory with a elbow from the top rope, a froggy-like style diving elbow from the top rope onto the back of the head of Hanson for the 1-2-3 victory. So it was a decent opener. Nothing spectacular. Just it was a decent way to open the show up. And next, we had Tommaso Ciampa actually coming out and apologizing to Tommy Cruz for basically beating him up at Death Before Dishonor in Chicago. Basically apologizing, he didn't mean what he did. Basically just, trying to get on ROH's good side again. But, Nigel McGuinness came out, pretty much said, listen here, Tommaso, you're not supposed to be here. Get out of here. Leave my ring now, or, pretty much what or else. And eventually Tommaso Ciampa left the ring. So it was a whatever segment there. Pretty much it makes sense later on in the night, I would say. Next, we go into the four-corner survival match. BJ Whitmer and Adam Page versus Ethan Gabriel, Owens, and Josh Alexander versus Caprice, Coleman, and Watanbe. I know I butcher his name, but hey, I always forget how to pronounce it. They always say it, and I'll tell myself I remember how to pronounce it, but I forget how to pronounce it, so I just call him Watanbe. Versus RD Evans and Moose. This match was good. Nothing spectacular here as well. Just when you have 8 guys in a ring in one match, it's kind of pretty much signifying that it's going to be pretty much hard to keep track of what's going on. It's going to be hard to watch. Well, not hard to watch, but pretty much, like I said, hard to keep track of what's going on, hard to focus on, one thing that's happening, because one thing will be happening, but another thing will be happening over there. So it's hard to keep track of it. At first, start off as a pretty much a tag survival match. You had two guys in the ring at once for the first 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden everyone just wanted to go in the ring. Being a legal man didn't matter. It was pretty much a brawl for all between everyone. Everyone just hitting finishers, attacking everyone, throwing people out of the ring. It was just a brawl for all, and no one really cared who was a legal man or not. And in this match, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Moose actually impressed me. I haven't seen anything from Moose. I remember when he debuted at Best in the World and he cut that promo, I thought this guy's going to suck. But he's actually not that bad. He's actually pretty decent. He moved pretty well in the ring. He actually did some high-flying maneuvers, which I thought was pretty impressive for a guy his size. And he actually did a 6 spear to RD Evans by accident. But yeah, I'd say Moose is actually the one person that actually impressed me in this match. But everyone else is just like whatever. That's pretty much a brawl for all, like I said. A lot of near falls. There's quite a lot of near falls in this match. There's actually, I'd probably say there's a point where the match could end at least 3 times. So it's always good to have near falls in these type of matches. Unpredictability adds to it. But RD Evans and Moose ended up pulling the victory out. Ethan Gabriel, Owens, and Josh Alexander ended up in their finisher on Adam Page, and R.D. Evans just coming in and crucifixing, pinning one of them for the 1-2-3 victory. So the streak lives, 150-0. The streak lives. I guess it was a fun little match. Nothing really significant happened there, but it was all right. Like I said, it was hard to keep track of the action. A lot of like high flying maneuvers, a lot of the splashes into like crowds of you have half the teams on the outside and someone do like a splash on the outside. So it's kind of hard to keep track of what's happening, but it was a good little four-corner survival, I'd say. Next, we go on to the Decade versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, who's now known as the Addiction. Fun match here. I thought, right away the match started, and they just started brawling each other right away from the get-go for about the first couple minutes, and eventually got back in the ring and started a regular tag match. I thought it was good. Roddy and Jimmy Jacobs actually impressed me with their tag work. I thought they tagged very well together in this match. They pretty much isolated Kazarian from Christopher Daniels the entire match. So the entire match is pretty much anticipation for Christopher Daniels' hot tag. And it's disappointing, though, because right when Christopher Daniels got the hot tag was when the match ended. Pretty much like a minute or two after he tagged in, the match ended. Kazarian ended up, getting Roddy up into a suplexing him over himself, and Christopher Daniels ended up catching him into a gutbuster for the 1-2-3 victory. So it was fun, but I wish it would have lasted longer. I mean, the match went about 10, maybe not even 10 minutes, about around 10-minute mark. But I wish it would have gotten, more Christopher Daniels involved as well, not just the hot tag and finish the match like that. I didn't like that, but I still had fun in this match. I thought, like I said, Roddy and Jimmy Jacobs' tag work was very well in this match, and it was enjoyable. And, after the match, Roddy tried to shake Christopher Daniels and freaking Kazarian's hand. BJ Whitmer's like, what the fuck are you doing? We don't shake hands, which would lead, Roddy and BJ getting each other's faces, pretty much having a conflict. So I'm interested to see what they do with that now that, basically BJ's being the asshole and Roddy's trying to be the respectable guy of the group. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But it was a fun match. I wish it would have been longer and they would have done it differently rather than having Kaz get his ass kicked and get the hot tag for the victory. That bothered me a little bit, but besides that, good match. Next, we go into AJ Styles versus Adam Cole. The match I was probably looking forward to the most because I'm a huge fan of both guys, and it was a dream match for me personally, as well as a lot of other people. They both had the dream match, and it was a dream match for me at least. The match, at first it started off pretty slow. You basically had Adam Cole working on AJ Styles' leg. For the figure 4 leg lock. So he's pretty much working on his leg. The match was pretty slow for the first half of it, but towards the second half of it, it really started picking up. The exchange between the two guys were awesome. They're doing the hitting back and forth, and the crowd's going boo yeah, boo yeah. Adam Cole hit a super kick, and then all of a sudden AJ Styles did a pay leg. Just a great exchange second half of the match. The first half was kind of slow, and I can understand why people would say the first half was kind of boring. I don't understand if people said that, but the second half I thought was very well done. I thought it was a lot of fun. The crowd was saying this is awesome. I had a lot of fun in the second half. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. AJ Styles, a lot of near falls too. There's actually, AJ Styles ended up hitting, the Styles clash, and Cole ended up kicking out, and then Cole ended up hitting Florida Keys, and AJ kicked out. So it was very intense too. Both guys kept getting near falls, and the crowd was into it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this match. AJ Styles ended up getting the victory with a Bloody Sunday from the top rope, which was actually really sick. Very, very surprising, too. I didn't expect that to be the finish, because that's Prince Devitt's finisher. And AJ did it, and I thought it was really cool of him to do that. So just a very fun match here. To me, it's probably my favorite match tonight. I wouldn't say it's the best match. I'd say it's the second best match tonight. But I had a lot of fun. I was very invested in this match. Loved it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Kudos to both guys. Hopefully there's a rematch in the future soon, because that was just a very fun match to me. And of course, we had an intermission after the match, and when we came back, we had Michael Bennett and Maria coming out, basically unveiling what's under Maria's trench coat. Michael Bennett pretty much hyped it up as she was naked, but when she came out, she basically had Jay Briscoe's title completely redesigned with a pink strap, all feathered up and stuff, and it was called the Love title now. It was just, the segment itself was very dumb. It was very pointless and dumb and stupid. It did not need to happen. And then Mike Bennett teased a sex celebration in the ring, but then Mark Briscoe came out and pretty much disrupted it and said, pretty much Jay's gonna beat his ass for what he did for his title. Just a very lame and pointless segment to me. I thought it was a waste of time. It did not need to happen, but it is what it is though. Next, we go on to the ROH World Television Championship match. Jay Lethal versus Cedric Alexander. Fun match here. This is actually really good here. Like I said, the the structure of the majority of these matches, it started off pretty slow and it was hard to get into, but towards the halfway point to the end, it really picked up, and it was the same thing here. I thought it was just, Cedric Alexander looked really good. The crowd really, really, really wanted him to win. The crowd was really hoping he would win this match. There's actually a few occasions where he actually almost won the match, but Jay Lethal barely got saved, whether it was by a Truth Martini or putting his foot on the rope. It was I like the storytelling in this match. I thought it was good. Sleazia ended up coming out towards the end of the match to help Jay Lethal, but she didn't really do anything. She ended up getting hurt even more in this match. So, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match here. Great match, actually. It was a lot of fun between these two guys. And you have two guys they're very, very similar in the ring. So, when you have two similar guys in the ring, you can only pretty much get a good to great match. That's what you got here. Jay Lethal ended up getting the victory, though, with the lethal injection. Actually hit Matt Taven's finisher first, and to pretty much mock him. Then he ended up hitting the lethal injection for the 1-2-3 victory to retain the TV title. Just a very good match here. I was just two great guys in the ring, just having a great match, and that's what they did there. I thought it was very enjoyable, and it was great stuff. Great match between the two. And then next we had the ROH World Championship match. Michael Elgin versus Jay Briscoe. Another solid match here. Very good stuff between the two. Just a lot of stiff work here. Michael Elgin holding him up for 30 seconds and dropping him with a suplex. Michael Elgin ended up doing an STO onto a steel chair onto Jay Briscoe, which I thought looked... He actually had a welt on his back. It looked very deadly and looked very, very painful. For whatever reason, the crowd was chanting, "We want tables" during this match, which made no sense to me considering it's a regular title match. Why the hell do you want tables for? That made no sense. So I thought the crowd kind of ruined this match a little bit with just the nonsense they were chanting and acting during this match. I thought it was pretty dumb. But this was a good match. This was very good. Jay Briscoe ended up hitting the Jay Driller through the table in the ringside, and Jay Driller through the table on Michael Elgin. Threw Elgin in the ring, pinned him. Elgin kicked out, and Elgin tried to hit him with an Elgin bomb, but Jay Briscoe countered it into another Jay Driller. Jay Driller, then 1, 2, 3. Jay Briscoe is your new Ring of Honor World Champion. Huge surprise there. That was totally unexpected. I did not expect to see that at all. I just thought Elgin was going to retain and pretty much move on to whoever was next. But Briscoe winning the title back was very shocking to me. I know he technically never lost the title, and they've basically been building, or basically not pistoling. Basically, they've been building it up to the point where he reclaimed the title, considering he has been pinned or submitted in 2 years. So I thought it built up nicely, and it paid off big time. It sucks for Michael Elgin considering he was basically a transitional champion. His title reign basically sucked. But what are you gonna do? Just I guess poor timing on their part. He should have won the title 2 years ago from Davey, but it didn't work out, and he just won the title too late, and he just couldn't get the ball rolling, I guess. So sucks for Michael Elgin. Great moment for Jay Briscoe, but yeah, great stuff there, and congratulations to Jay Briscoe. And then we're going to the main event, which was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the ROH World Tag Team Championship. reDRagon versus the Young Bucks. Man, this is oh man! Whenever you have the Young Bucks in a match, you expect nothing but greatness, and this exactly was that, greatness. Especially with reDRagon, another great tag team. These two just put on an awesome match here. Right from the get-go, just very, very fun. I'd probably say this is their best match they've done so far, which isn't saying, well, I wouldn't say it isn't saying much, but all their matches have been, great matches. So to say this is, a great match is pretty much not saying anything surprisingly between these two teams. reDRagon ended up getting the first fall with a Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly hitting the chasing the Dragon onto Nick Jackson for the 1-2-3 to get the first fall. Young Bucks ended up getting the second fall when they ended up hitting a package pile driver on who was it? Bobby Fish? Yeah. Nick super kicked him right into a package pile driver for the 1-2-3, so the Young Bucks got the second fall. And the third and final fall went to reDRagon from Kyle O'Reilly when he got Nick Jackson to tap out to the crossed arm breaker. Very, very fun match here. Just, oh man, it was crazy maneuvers. Young Bucks flying left and right. Hitting the Meltzer driver, which is an amazing move, which is just awesome stuff. Awesome match you expect from these two guys, or these two teams, and just it didn't disappoint. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. Great match here. Definitely match tonight in my opinion. And yeah, that'll do it for the review for this show, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys were able to see the show as well. It was a great show in my opinion. I had a lot of fun watching it. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.